Hey everybody, it's James here from the Sawyer Family Reviews channel. Today is Wednesday, April 13th, 2022. This is the weekly comic book pickups video. Every week I buy comic books. I get them for myself, I get them for my kids. I get them at Queen City Comics in Fairfield, Ohio. Zip code 45014. If you're in the area and into comic books, check out the comic shop. And while you're over there, check out the toy department. Let's jump in. There's only 2 books in here. 2 books. And then, of course, one of my books off the shelves to take you back to the glory days of DC Comics. All right, let's jump in. First things first, a book for Gracie, Minions Mini Boss. Illumination presents Minions Mini Boss. This was $3.99. We like Minions. She was playing this whole album of Minions singing different songs just yesterday. So I was like, when this came in, I was like, yeah, I'm going to grab this. And it looks like, so we got this art and this written by. When I flipped through this, it didn't seem like there was any word bubbles, which kind of makes sense because you can't understand what the minions say anyway. So it's kind of cool, I guess, that there is some sound effects here and there. It'll be fun for her to flip through this. Yeah, so that was for her. And then the next book is a book that myself, Blaze, and Keaton will read. And it's been a while since we've had a new issue. Batman 89, number 5, finally came in. This book is late, man. Or not on schedule, rather. So I got both the regular cover, which is amazing. Amazing. We've got the Selena Kyle broken neon sign, Catwoman in her altered duds. And then we've also got this Adam Hughes cover, which is amazing. So we've got Batman, and we've got Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman emerging from his cape. So the regular cover was $3.99, and the pricey cover, the upcharge, is $4.99. So this is by Sam Hamm, and I never know how to say this name right. Quinones. Of course, I'm not going to see the creatives. Yeah, the creatives are probably towards the back. But this comic takes place in the Batman 89 universe. It's written by the writer of the original Batman film. It brings in Harvey Dent again, the Billy D. Williams Harvey Dent. The book's been out for a while, so I'm sorry if this is a spoiler, but he turns into Two-Face in the book. Introduces Robin in this book. I don't think it does quite as good a job as Superman 78 did in capturing the essence of the movies. It's good. Especially the art. The art is really, really good. But it's not quite the same vibe that you got from Superman 78. And it kind of may be because Superman 78 feels like it takes place within those movies. And Batman 89 takes place after the movies. Sometime after Batman Returns, this book takes place. Maybe that's the reason why it doesn't feel the same. Because they're trying to tell a tale that takes place after the movies and not a tale that takes place within the movies. So they've aged out the characters. The characters have evolved since then and not just doing the same characters. Maybe that's the vibe. It is really fun. I really enjoy the book. It's one of the only DC books I'm currently still buying. So, Batman 89. Next up, the book from my shelves. Now, I explained this before. I'll keep explaining each time. Used to be a huge DC Comics fan. Throughout the 80s, the 90s, and into the early 2000s, I was buying a ton of DC books to the point where I was buying every DC book for a while there. And then they lost me with New 52, where they kind of threw out all of my stuff in the pursuit of capturing new readers. I think they lost me. I've come back little bits here and there. I've picked up a book here and there, but nothing to the extent I was before. Not through New 52, Rebirth, or anything. So this is kind of an exploration of my DC and the stuff that I loved about DC as I pull these books off the shelves. I will leave a link down in the info section to a link at Amazon to see if this book is available or not. I can't always promise it will be available, but I will put the link down there. So I've done Crisis on Infinite Earths. We've done the beginning of Batman, Batman Year One. Yeah, I looked at that Frank Miller book, right? Didn't I? Yeah. And then we looked at, I think, Dark Knight Detective 1, maybe? Volume 1? I can't remember. And then we did that Green Lantern book that is Emerald Dawn. So today we're looking at the rebirth of Superman after Crisis on Infinite Earths with the Superman Man of Steel Volume 1 hardcover by Byrne, Wolfman, Ordway, and Dick Giordano. So this is the new status quo for Superman, and this was a big deal back then. This was a huge deal that DC's flagship character was getting a new lease, a new take. I remember there was like, I think an article on Time that had like a John Byrne cover maybe or something. But this was the talk of the town, man, with Superman getting rebooted. More than any other character at that time after Crisis, his reboot was huge news. So this is the beginning of that. You've got Man of Steel 1 through 6, Superman 1 through 4, Action Comics 584 through 587, Adventures of Superman 424 through 428, and Profiles from Who's Who Update 87. This retails at $49.99, but you can find it much cheaper. The bummer about this book is it was originally solicited as an omnibus, and this is just a standard size hardcover. So this isn't a larger size book, but, you know, in that regard, the bonus there is that I find that sometimes these standard size hardcovers are easier to read. It is glued binding. The paper quality is kind of nice, though. It's not like slick paper. It's more of a flat paper, like old newsprint kind of. But yeah, this is John Byrne's revisionist take on Superman, which is sort of my Superman. This take on Superman is my preferred origin and story of Superman. And this would be the beginning of the stories that would eventually lead to the giant Death of Superman crossover years later. But, you know, you get the reintroduction of a lot of core characters. The first meetings of Superman with a lot of characters happens throughout the reboot of Superman. So, yeah. Great stuff. There are 4 volumes of this altogether. I'm sure we'll look at another volume eventually. But for this first volume, you get the bare bones, the beginning, not bare bones, but the beginning of Superman's take by John Byrne. And John Byrne, man, you got to give the guy credit. His X-Men work, his Fantastic Four work, his Superman work. Talking about a creator that defines a lot of eras of characters, John Byrne is up there, man. In fact, you think about like defining people on Superman, John Byrne might be at the top of my list. He really might. All right, so that is it this week. If you enjoy comic books and you buy comic books weekly, leave a comment down below with what you buy. If you enjoy the videos, like, subscribe, notify. See you guys next week. Bye.